Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Welcome back to the English podcast for public speaking. Let me introduce our friends. Oh no, our groups. I'm so excited for today, guys. Thank you for coming, and let's we learn together about speaking in English essay. Okay, first, me as moderator. My name is Paulina, and my friends.
My name is Nurul Yulaekah as moderator.
And then my guest star.
I'm Meira Rachmawati, but you can call me Meira.
And I am Alysia. You can call me Alysia.
I'm Arundina Penta M. You can call me Gina.
Okay, in this afternoon, we're gonna discuss about the case of Sambo. You know about that, right? It's very viral. Yeah, in this season, I think, yeah. Okay, let's we discuss together about the case of Sambo. Okay, Mbak Nurul maybe can first to asking with our question, ya Mbak Nurul ya.
Okay, guys. Okay, this is it. It's been almost 3 months since this Sambo case is still being discussed. The reason is that there is a difference in the scaling of the reconstruction between Sambo and Paragraph A. Regarding the problem of the Sambo case, what do you think as a college student regarding the problem of the Sambo case?
I think case of Sambo is really serious, too much drama, and after this case, of course, the public's trust in the police will lower even more.
Okay. Based on me, from the beginning, I didn't believe in the scenario between Mr. J and Mr. A in shooting. And by the other scenario that Mr. J was died at Mr. Sambo's residence due to the shooting and sexual harassment case. That's number one. And number two, the motive for the murder is confusing because there are a lot of confusion that arise in society that start from shooting, sexual harassment until rape. And the last, I think Mr. Sambo has a kingdom in police, so it's like headquarter in police headquarter. So that make Mr. Sambo strong power in national police headquarter, and of course this is quite harder in smooth investigation. Thank you.
Yeah. Next.
For me, I honestly feel concerned and ashamed because the police officer supposed to be in the law enforcement in Indonesia, but they have a heart to do such a crime.
No?
Yeah.
Next is the story of this Sambo case worthy of being made into a movie. Is your opinion?
Yeah, it might be a box office and a blessing for a film activist. So I strongly agree if this case will be make a movie.
Movie. I think as this case progresses, I think Mr. Sambo's case is worthy for being movie because it can make the audience feeling extraordinary curiosity because especially what was Mr. Sambo's real motive for killing his own aunt. So it's full of richness.
Okay, I completely agree with Mbak Meira and Mbak Alysia. I think the movie of the case of Sambo is worth filming because the movie will open the eyes of the public that there are dark sides of our law enforcement, and I think there are many things that can be learned from that case as well.
Yeah. And this question more of a criticism, I think. What would you do if you became a Sambo case?
If I were Sambo, Verdi Sambo, I would turn myself into the police because the evidence for the murder was so clear that he was a culprit. Because the more he defends, the more he looks stupid. I think.
For Baradae,
For Baradae, if I were Baradae, I would be honest because the statement and the testimony from Baradae in this case is very important, and it will make his prison sentence lighter.
Based on me, before accident, if I became Mr. Sambo, I will not be hurry at deciding something or doing something because there must be consequences what we did. Even though I'm a leader, and if I as Mr. A, I have to good in choosing which one is bad, which one is good before doing something, even though that's instruction for the leader. And after accident, if I as Mr. Sambo and Mr. A, we must accept all of the consequences gracefully because the action have been done. Thank you.
what is your opinion?
I completely agree with both of them. So if the timing is before the case, if I were the Verdi Sambo, I would definitely carry out my duties and obligations properly, and I would be a good husband and father. And if the timing is after the case, if I were Verdi Sambo, I would definitely admit my mistake and took responsibility for what I've done. And just like the quotes that I think everyone have already heard before, berani melakukan, berani bertanggung jawab gitu. And also I would try to control my anger. So the next time I am angry, it would not be hurtful for me and for somebody else. And if I were Baradae, if the timing is before the case, I think I would choose to disobey my boss, even though my fate will be uncertain, especially about my job and my future. But because killing is a cruel thing to do, so I'd rather not to do it than to regret it for the rest of my life. And if the timing is after the case, if I were Baradae, I would definitely cooperate well during the inspection, and I would tell the truth because I involved to the crime scenarios. And lastly, I would take the responsibility also for what I've done.
I feel enough, maybe, Mbak Bo?
Okay, next question is for me, but no question. We are discussed together, right? I think the police in hierarchy is not as easy as we can say today. It's very difficult to say no for atasan. Kalau di bawahnya kita akan sangat sulit untuk bisa berkata tidak. Itu harus tunduk gitu loh. Ya. Oke, next question ya. Mungkin kita sebagai apa namanya orang biasa bisa melakukan seperti itu kan, tapi kan sebelumnya juga mungkin mereka juga susah untuk itu. It's okay, we can discuss more about this case. Okay, next question. In your opinion, guys, does Barada A deserve to be made a suspect?
I think Barada A is deserved to be a suspect because he was involved in this case, even though it was an order from Ferdi Sambo, but he still had to be punished for being involved. Yes.
Thank you. Next.
I think, of course, Mr. A as suspect in this case because he was involved in shooting that case. Mr. J died at Mr. Sambo's residence on Friday. Thank you.
Thank you.
I completely agree with both Mbak Meira and Mbak Alysia's argument. I think Barada A deserved to be a suspect because even though he didn't actually intend to commit the crime, but he's still involved in it. And also the laws clearly stated that he is guilty.
Okay, thank you for your opinion, guys. And next question is, in every case that happens to someone, we can take a lesson from some case. From this case, what lesson? What can we learn from this case? Your opinion, please.
The lesson can be drawn from this case is that in this life, nothing eternal. Everything in the world is temporary. Good position, rank, and other can be lost instantly. So be kind and responsible.
Okay, thank you. Good. Nice.
Me, as I said before, wherever and whenever we go, we must be good at choosing which one is good, which one is bad before we doing something, before we deciding something, because there must consequence what we did. And don't forget to always remember, don't be careless, because there was consequences in our life. Thank you.
My opinion is kind of the same as Mbak Meira, what Mbak Meira have said before. I think the first lesson is don't be arrogant because the wheel of life is spinning. So if today we are on the top, it doesn't mean necessarily that tomorrow we will stay on the top. And also, after all, we are all human and at the end of the day, we turn into dust. We're gonna die at the end of the time. And just like the quotes from Meira Anastasia that I've read before, jangan merasa paling karena kita semua pada akhirnya akan pulang.
Okay.
And the second one is, I think we have to learn to manage our anger, because if we don't manage our anger, I think it will harm ourselves and others. And the third one is be responsible for what you've done.
Thank you. Be responsible. Nice. Okay, for the last question for me and my friends as moderator, in your view as college students in Indonesia, is the law already running on accordance with the essence of the fifth precepts of Pancasila, which is keadilan sosial bagi seluruh rakyat Indonesia? What do you think?
Of course not, because in Indonesia, justice is very expensive. This country is a tough country. I realized that after I grew up, I read a lot, I saw a lot of cases. I assume that Indonesia is a state of thuggery. If you have a lot of money, you will be safe.
You're very brave to say that like that. Okay. Please, Mbak Alysia or Mbak Arundina?
As on me, I'm strongly say no because the weakness of the law in Indonesia is very clearly seen from the failure to achieve the main goal in Pancasila number 5 that said social justice for all Indonesian people, but in the fact or in the reality, it is not accordance in the reality, and of course, it's not accordance in expectation and the atmosphere in Indonesian people. Thank you.
Thank you.
I strongly agree with Mbak Meira and
Okay, you are very brave.
based on the keadilan sosial bagi seluruh rakyat Indonesia itself, I think the law enforcement in Indonesia is not like that in fact, because for example in the case of the Sambo that we've been talking about, the resolution seems complicated, kayak nggak kelar-kelar begitu loh. And for the similar cases as well that they involve the famous or important people, the resolution also seems complicated. But if the case is happening with someone that doesn't have jabatan and bukan orang terkenal, I think the resolution seems faster. And I think the law in Indonesia is also used as a tool for the stakeholders when the powerful one will act semena-mena. And I think the law enforcers in Indonesia should not be discriminating the people based on their backgrounds. So no matter what or who they are, if they have violated the law, the punishment should be given.
Thank you guys for your opinion and thank you for discussing with us today. I think it's enough for the today podcast today from the case of Sambo. Well, thanks to Mbak Arundina, Mbak Alysia,
You're welcome.
Mbak Meira, and Mbak Nurul. Okay guys, I think it's enough. Thank you for coming in this podcast, and for you guys at home or who watch us in your YouTube, please don't forget to subscribe, like, and
Like.
comment.